Hi, I'm Jaya,
And I'm Venk.
and this is the Reality Hate.
Shaya.
Hi there, Mr. Vank.
Well, first of all, it is Sunday. We're taping on a Sunday, and I want to just give a shout out to one of the most fabulous mothers I know, Miss Jaya, Mrs. Mrs. Jaya.
Mrs. Jaya.
And a shout out to all the moms we know and love, including
That's
our mom.
right.
Our
Yes.
mom.
Our
Your
mom,
mom will watch this. My mom doesn't know I'm taping this.
and it's the truth.
It's the truth.
Thanks, Mom. I love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you, Mom. And also, thank you to your mother, and maybe my mom will watch and like it. Thank you for liking and subscribing to our channel.
Yes.
Hit that like button and smash that subscribe button.
Yes. Because maybe we'll have 50 subscribers one day.
I'm thinking in 2 months, we could have at least 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can only hope. Jaya, I'm really excited. I don't know about you. Today we're going to cover 2 shows, New Jersey, and then the premiere of New York. Yeah, this is pretty dope. Pretty spectacular episode.
Yes. And, New Jersey, there's not much to cover because not much happened. But New York, it was exciting. I mean, not much happened, but a lot is going to happen. Yes.
We love New York ladies.
So shall we start with New Jersey?
Please, I'd like to start with the most boring one first.
Yeah, let's get it over with as quickly as possible. So we start up the show. Joe loves who Teresa's dating. It feels like everyone seems to approve. Teresa's upset that everybody's talking about it and that Joe says she's in love with her boyfriend, but she just doesn't want to make a big deal about it because she doesn't feel secure yet in the relationship, because I guess it's moving fast, but she's not there yet.
She should open up about her relationship, because what she shouldn't feel secure is
her being cast on the Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Girl, it was the goods. Talk more about how much
sister. You're on your way out. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the show is on its way out.
It might have to be.
I mean, seriously. We move to Margaret. She does a shoot for the cover of her book. Mm-hmm. She looks good. The book's called Caviar Dreams, Tuna Fish Budget. I thought it was kind of a cute name.
It was. I thought the whole she's like, so what we're gonna do for the shoot, we're gonna sit down, and then I'm gonna be in these beautiful gowns, but I'm gonna be eating tuna fish.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be eating tuna fish, and she was explaining it. I'm like,
I know.
I love you, Margaret, but we definitely understand why you're.
I understand it very clearly.
You big dude the title.
So that happens. Marge Senior looks great. I mean, seriously, she looks great for her age.
Oh, she looks lovely.
Right? And then we come to our fave, Dolores.
I love you, Dolores.
Yeah, we do love you, Dolores. It was her kids' birthdays. They're a week apart, which I understand because my kids' birthdays are 2 days apart. I know. It's a lot.
Find that one out.
So they are celebrating their son and daughter's birthday. And David participates. He shows up late, but he's there and participates, and they all love him. And we find out what David does, what keeps him so busy and so absent in all of the episodes and in Dolores's life as Snuffleupagus. He is an obstetrician.
And we were saying earlier, we were making jokes about how we don't know doctors that, but now that we know he's an obstetrician, if he has to leave, he has to leave. So we get it.
Go deliver a baby. So, yeah. Right. So Mr. Snuffleupagus has a reason.
We know what he's doing.
We do. So then we move on, and we go to Jackie's house for her birthday, and she has everybody over for breakfast. And everyone arrives. The thing that killed me the most was two of them arrive in these like big hats. When you come into a house, take your fucking hat off. They all sit at the dining room table in these like giant hats. I was like, take the hat off. Just take the hat off.
Nothing more tacky than wearing a giant hat. I mean, it's just so tacky. You know? Who would do something like this? So tacky.
I mean,
wasn't that funny?
It was great. I like that hat though. I really do. So anywho, everyone's there except Dolores, because Dolores is upset at the situation, right? She's upset that everybody kind of attacked her at the last party, and she doesn't really want to be around the women. She feels like they were not being her friend. And you know what? Dolores and David did discuss that party and what happened at the party, and David could care less. He was kind of like, I don't care what anyone thinks about our relationship. It works for us, and who cares what they say? Like, it's none of their business. And it's great.
And that's great. And that's great for real life.
I know. The truth is, give us the drama.
It's great for real life. We're not watching real life.
We want drama. So then Jennifer presents the birthday gift that they all give them from her family's jeweler. Doesn't the family have like a jewelry store or something? Yeah. And they present diamond earrings, which are beautiful.
They're beautiful diamond earrings.
I wish my friends would give me diamond earrings.
Are they going to be too dressy to wear?
I know. I know.
She's like, I've got locks and bagels and my diamonds. I'm loving you, Jackie. Your hair and your locks and bagels and your diamond earrings.
Breakdown hair.
Breakdown hair.
Breakdown hair. Locks and bagels. So anyway. So they are getting ready to leave, and as they're getting ready to exit, Melissa gets a phone call from Joe. He's in pain on the floor. He's going to the hospital. He has kidney stones.
He's going to have to come out of his
pee-pee.
Wiki wiener.
Mm-hmm. I know what that feels like, though, because I had some. So David, the obstetrician, is also at the hospital and going to take over and help take care of the situation. David, the obstetrician, is going to look after Joe.
You're like, oh, karma.
Going to help deliver the kidney stones. Karma, karma, karma. Yes. So then they move on to apple picking. Everybody gets there. Melissa's gone. Dolores shows up, and
she clearly didn't want to go. She didn't want to be in the car with those women.
No.
Dolores, we don't blame you.
Right. So they go apple picking, and Dolores is like, I want to know who took the poll and who participated. Who said yes? Who said no?
Jackie raised her hand. She's like, I'm like, oh, Jackie.
Well, and then Jackie kind of wouldn't take it back because she felt like, well, you said you wanted a ring and he didn't give you a ring, and I'm being a friend to you by saying he was wrong. He should have given you a ring. I mean, blah, blah, blah.
I gotta be honest. I think it's totally fine about the poll. I think Dolores could have just like said, okay, these women are just they weren't being catty. I think they were just whatever. They weren't being.
It's some drama. And it's your turn, Dolores. No, it's your turn.
The only person, though, at the end of the day that Dolores should be upset at is still Joe Gorga.
He was the one that did all the attacking, not the other women. I mean, and Jennifer, because Jennifer
is the worst. Jennifer is a terrible.
So, we're getting towards the end because, again, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And so this goes on and on, the discussion about Dolores and David. And at one point, they discuss that there's going to be a party, right? Mm-hmm. And Dolores says that she probably won't bring David. So Margaret's having a Halloween party and she might not bring David. And Jennifer says that she should bring David because David should support her. You know, it's just like Jennifer just doesn't know how to keep her mouth shut.
Like support her at somebody else's Halloween party. What is she like? Is it for? Are they doing a best dress competition? Are they for? What is Jennifer? Jennifer, you don't make sense, Jennifer.
No, and they just won't stop. Everybody's obsessed over Dolores wanting a ring. She says she doesn't want the ring. Just let's let it go.
And you know what? In the words of one of the most iconic songstresses, the ring didn't mean a thing. Yeah, Kim Zolciak.
Love it. That was a brilliant reference.
All back?
Yeah.
Well, we live in the franchise, don't we, darling? We live in the franchise.
So we end it with Joe and Melissa, and they have a discussion about Dolores, of course. And Joe can't admit that like what he said was wrong. He doesn't think he's a chauvinist. He thinks he's a very supportive husband, which I think he is to a point, but he wants Melissa to be subservient. I mean, it's like so outrageous.
I mean, it's so yesterday.
It's just he is man first. It's so yesterday.
No, yesterday.
Yeah, so that's how it basically ends. And then we see Teresa get ready for a date. She wears the worst outfit, barf, barf, barf. I mean, like, I can't. And she's going to get the door, and her boyfriend, they don't open the door to reveal him, but we're going to meet the boyfriend this week.
You know what? She met him on the Jersey Shore. There's a 50% chance it was Pauly D. So anyway. So that wraps up that lovely episode.
There you have it. Real Housewives of New Jersey. Oh.
So what I have been hearing is whispers of a shortening the season, and also certain people wanting off the show. I believe Jackie's name was attached to this rumor. They're just unhappy. Producers are unhappy with the season. There were murmurs of a casting call for new. If you guys have been watching, the show is so uninteresting. We are probably the most interesting thing that's happening on the show.
Seriously.
And yet we still don't have enough followers on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Follow us on TikTok.
Yes.
So that was those are my thoughts on that.
So guess what?
What?
We are moving on to something very exciting.
We're moving to the Big Apple, to season 13 of The Real Housewives of New York City. I am so stoked about this new season. We have some fabulous cast members back. Sadly, we had to bid adieu to our favorite Zip It, Dorinda.
We loved her. R.I.P. Dorinda. We love you.
But, Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Say hello to Ebony K. Williams.
Yes.
And as Leah McSweeney said, she is the definition of Black girl magic. And she has done it all, basically.
She's done it all. She has a lot going on, and she's very likable. I mean, from the get-go, she is so likable. She was the perfect addition. It's a smaller cast, but it was the perfect addition. I mean, here's the thing. Let's start with the fact that like there is such a difference. We went from, like you said, Salt Lake City to New Jersey. Here we are in New York, dressed well, wearing masks.
I mean, first wearing masks, exactly. First, the whole cast, and even though I'm not a big fan of Ramona, and
great.
but Ramona and her Trump supporting ass looked fabulous.
Right?
I was like, whoa, you look, that hair was good. The hair
just looked good. I couldn't help myself, but think how great she,
really, as much as I dislike her, I give credit where credit's due. That
looked good.
Fabulous. Leah looked fab. Everybody, I mean, Countess Luanne de Lesseps looked fabulous.
Yeah, everybody looked great. COVID has been good to you.
Because they've been responsible. But there's a lot of reasons why some of the women have been looking better. We find out a little bit about Luanne's journey. So let's get into it.
So, okay. So we open on COVID New York, of course, empty streets. And then we go right to Leah. She's upgraded her apartment. She got a nose job. And she seems to be doing well. Then we move on to Ramona with her daughter, with
her ex Mario.
And what is her daughter's name? Avery.
And
they're all together. Apparently they've been shacking up. They shacked up for they were together for 3 months and then not together for 3 months. So they were.
Mario does it for me.
Mario's. Everett, you've always got one, don't you?
Have you seen him shirtless?
Mario does not do it for me.
These pecs, you just want to like nut, and it's kind of hairy, just kind of.
Oh. Well, Ramona likes it too, or she did for 3 months during COVID. So we move to, back. We see that, then we move back to Leah, who is speaking to her sister, who's a Hatch model. I knew I recognized the face, and then I put two and two together. She's always in the Hatch, like, do you know what Hatch is? Like Hatch maternity clothing. She is always like on the website, in the magazines. You see her everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, her sister.
I did not know.
I know. She's on the phone with her sister, and she's talking about how she's converting to Judaism.
Yeah. It's a big choice.
Right. And she stopped drinking, and this is something she's thought about and she wants to do. And it's Yom Kippur, and she calls her dad to ask for forgiveness. And her dad is basically like, this is bullshit. I want penance. I'm a Catholic. And then I think my favorite is like, is that dog you're holding Mexican? Because it was a Chihuahua. And she's like, yeah, it is. And he's like, well, then it's Catholic.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
So, so we see that she's made this big decision and she's not drinking, which is good.
Yeah.
And then we move on to Luanne, and I guess Luanne and Ramona are friends again. They're neighbors. Luanne's moved into this apartment where she supposedly did not know that her husband's
ex-husband, Tom, literally,
she could see right in. She sees everything. You're telling me that was coincidental? It's called stalker. I mean,
Luanne really, I mean, first of all, that whole scene with Bethany, like, should I tell her? Bethany.
I know. I tried to watch Bethany's show. It's awful. I can't stand it.
I do like it, but I also dislike Bethany.
I can't stand Bethany. That was the problem on the show.
She's you know what? Ebony is the kind of go-getter type that, like, I used to think Bethany was until I really got to know Bethany. And now it's like, oh, New York didn't lose anything with Bethany if we gained an Ebony. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's keeping it 100.
Right. So, Luanne, we see that Luanne can see into her ex's apartment and on his patio and everything else. And she says she didn't know, but we know she did. And that she also quit drinking because she was blacking out. She had a few blackout experiences, and she realized that she has a really unhealthy relationship with alcohol. So she's finally stopped drinking for the third time.
Why'd you have to be shady and add that part in?
I didn't. I'm just saying it was the third time she said it.
But you go, and so she finally stopped drinking. For the as you did.
So I'm glad she made that decision. And then there's this discussion in the car about with Ramona and Luanne about how they haven't seen Sonia. Sonia has basically shut everyone out. Apparently, I think it was Luanne maybe ran into her daughter somewhere, and her daughter said that Sonia had really been like even keep, not responding to her daughter and getting back to her own daughter. So Sonia kind of isolated herself during COVID, but she is getting ready to have people over to her townhome because she's back in the townhome.
This townhome has been living, so she's like cannot sell this townhome for the life of her.
She cannot sell the townhome, but here's the thing. She has like 3 million interns. She is literally teaching an intern how to draw a bath. And all I could think to myself is like, she's like, I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford to have this townhome and to have an apartment. Maybe don't have 300 interns and then you could afford that apartment.
She doesn't pay her interns though.
She doesn't? I mean, not this, even this one that has a master's degree.
You think they get paid? They're just on that show for some clout.
I mean, I guess, but
Instagram followers, and if they get enough Instagram followers, then they get deals and they can get free stuff.
The intern is drawing the bubble bath. She's getting her master's, and she's like, and Sonia's like, there's things that my interns learn that they can't learn anywhere else, and it's like, how to draw your bubble bath. Okay. Clean up your dog and after your.
She was a Morgan.
Morgan. So don't touch the Morgan papers. So.
Like, honey, get over yourself.
I know. So then we also meet Ebony, which we've talked about. We love her.
We know that Sweeney. Love it.
Yes. And we know that like she has lived a life, she was a lawyer. She then pursued her dream of kind of becoming a broadcaster and, pulled herself up by the bootstraps, basically.
And, she was being interviewed and she was wearing, if you notice, she was wearing a Black Lives Matter mask. She was also wearing the names of the Central Park Five. So she was, and they were asking her, did you do it on purpose? She's like, I very much so did it on purpose. She is, what I love about her is she knows the platform she has. She is using that platform to not only, she's going to do what housewives do, stir the pot, make it saucy, but she's also going to make a statement. And what a great way to enter the show. This is who I am. I am the first Black woman on The Real Housewives of New York. It's weird that it took this many years, over a decade, but finally we're here. And how she enters the show is representing everything fabulous and everything good about the world. Thank you, Black Lives Matter, and we love you, Ebony.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. So we meet Ebony. We love her. She's great. And she's the perfect addition. So then we go to Sonia's house, where she's like still getting ready and kind of a disaster. Everybody shows up and she's just like, everybody sits down for brunch and
wait, hold on. You're missing one fabulous part. When Sonia introduces Ebony to her fish.
Oh my gosh, about the different
the diversity
of colors,
there's a black fish and there's a brown fish. Yes. There's a blue fish. And
one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
And, I mean, Sonia could have gotten dragged for that, but because Ebony is a classy lady. She took it with a grain of salt. She had a chuckle about it.
We laughed about it, right? I mean, because what can you do? That woman is.
She doesn't. Clearly, she has issues.
Yes. Yes.
And she has her interns draw her bubble bath.
Yes. So then we have brunch. We find out that Ramona is, swapping spit with Harry, hanging with Aviva's ex.
I mean,
and Sonia's ex.
God, that Harry
right? Wait, wasn't Harry married to Aviva?
I think so.
I think that's the Harry, right?
It could be. I forget. It's been a long time. And the only thing fake
about for sure, of course.
The only thing fake about Aviva.
So we find that out. We also find out that Sonia took time off because she was depressed because her whole deal with Century 21 fell through.
That was really sick because we left last season thinking,
she finally accomplished what she was wanting to do for how many years,
And the clothes are great. And Century 21 holds a big place in my heart because that was where I would go shopping when I was in New York to get all my like high-end clothing. I remember buying my pair of Roberto Cavalli underwear, and they were white and black, like tiger stripes. And I was still dating a woman at the time. So.
Wow. Thanks. In tiger striped underwear.
Roberto Cavalli, even like the levels of gay.
So anyway, we find that out about Sonia. It's so, we understand it. She needed to be alone and she didn't want Luanne and Ramona for support when she was dealing with a big loss.
I don't think, Luanne and Ramona are just not the kind of women.
I wouldn't want them by my side either.
Ramona would just be like, she just like needles you.
Right?
Slap her in the face.
So then, they go back in the house and Luanne kind of holds Leah back to be like, hey, I need a wingman. Like, I'm not drinking anymore. Are you not drinking? Can we support each other? Do you have my back? And of course they agree. So they're kind of a support system, which is nice.
And that's great. I gotta say, Luanne looks really, really good. Like her skin looked like she looked so refreshed. She looked like, I don't know. There was something about her that was like a little more vibrant, and she, I think she's calmed down. She seems a little bit more steady.
Right.
I like that.
She sold her house. She sold that round house that she bought. Remember that? Where was it?
Not the Berkshires.
Not the Berkshires. I don't know wherever it was. She bought it, that round house. She got rid of it. Thank God. I mean, it was cool, but like still bizarre. And they go back in the house and they discuss the fact that they're going to take a Hamptons trip. So they're going to go to the Hamptons. Ramona turns to Ebony and says that she felt an instant connection with her, which, you know what? I'm glad, because Ramona never likes anyone and she likes Ebony, but I don't know that that's going to last. But
Can I tell you the only reason, this is going to sound bad. The only reason why I believe Ramona said that, she's like, I've got to come out looking like I like a black person.
Oh, you think?
Oh, she voted for Trump.
I know.
The one thing Trump supporters love to do is make sure they're like, I have a black friend. This is
or a brown friend, or a purple friend.
Minority. So, I mean, they loved. That's why they love Candace Owens and stuff. So here Ramona's chance to be like, I love you. She doesn't even know Ebony.
I know. Like, well, they had an instant connection, according to Ramona.
She had an instant connection.
Right.
Ebony's too smart for it.
I mean, and Ramona hates everyone. So we'll see how much, I don't know that it'll last long, because they then jump to show us what happens in the Hamptons, and everything happens in the Hamptons. So we have a lot to look forward to.
I rewatched that Like they're like, we're gonna have a great time. You need to leave me alone.
I know.
It's gonna be so great. Shut up.
I know. I hate you. I'm leaving. I can't wait.
I am so looking forward to this. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. So now I think it's time for taglines.
Today's tagline is from a dear friend, David Carmen. I love him very much. And his tagline is, I'm known to fill a room with laughter, but the only thing is, I'm laughing at you.
I love that. Listen, to our fans of Friends, you need to submit your taglines. You can submit your taglines to our email address. We created an email address, not only for the taglines, right down here, realityhatef@gmail.com. That's realityhatef@gmail.com. Or you can put it down below on our comments on our YouTube page. You can even send us a DM on our Instagram account. You can put it on one of our TikToks. You can follow us on all these platforms. So just follow us. Be there for us. Because we are here for you. Spitting you some of the realest Real Housewives news.
Yeah.
You guys, it has been lovely to see you. Let's see you next week, okay?
And get your friends to follow us and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Mwah.
Bye.
Bye. Blackwater. We like it.
So good.
Quenches that thirst.
So good.